Hit the note, Whitney. I believe the children are our future. Ooh, honey, am I sick or am I a singer? Hello! Girl! Woo! As you can see, I'm a little under the weather, okay? I'm coughing a little, but I'll try to edit all that stuff out. But yeah, okay. Damn, New York City. New York City's out here trying to get me sick, okay? Before I moved here, I got sick like once a year, no joke. And now I'm getting sick like every other month is because I'm living with like 8 million people and I work in such a people-focused field. So as you can tell by the title of this video, it is going to be about social work and I'm so excited, okay? I'm going to start this series off with a bang and I'm starting this series first and foremost. It's going to be a social work Sunday type of deal, and so every Sunday I'm going to post a social work related video. So it feels good to have like some sort of structure on this YouTube channel and to also talk about something that I am passionate about and that I want to grow community with. So I feel really lucky here in New York City to, most of my friends are social workers. And sometimes I'm like, girl, I just want some artist friends. I just want maybe an actor as a friend. Okay, but it feels good when you're like ranting about work and people just understand. You don't have to go into a whole like backstory about the system and how the system works. Just people who understand what it's like to be a New York City social worker. And yeah, I find like that has been such a great support here since I started working. And I think that's something that not a lot of people have. Sometimes their work environment is not good, it's not healthy, they don't feel supported. So I want to give a virtual space, a virtual voice for people who are interested in social work, who are already working in the field, and who want extra support and community. Sorry. And this is where it's gonna be at. So if you are interested, you're working, leave a comment down below, introduce yourself, okay? And let's get to the first video of the series. It's going to be about my own journey on how I became a social worker here. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Like to keep the sickness away. Ooh, I got my tea here, so it's on and popping. It's on and popping! Alright, so I'm not gonna sit up here and say like, I always knew I was gonna be a social worker since I started walking, okay? I wanted to always help people. No, honey, not at all. And I would say within the last 2 years is when it really came into my brain. First it was like in the back of my brain, and then as I graduated more, I went to transferred colleges. I went to a school that had a School of Social Work. So Smith, I was in the undergrad, but they also had a School of Social Work on campus. So I was like, okay, I'm passing by the building. So social work, that sounds cool. Don't know what it is really, but it's kind of related to the major I was in, psychology. And so I would say, first and foremost, my passion is writing and it's creating, it's art. And that's always going to be a passion for me. Until my like ultimate goal is to be a New York best-selling author, okay? And I will talk about writing in another video. But I wanted to do something besides that. I wanted to do something to explore my other skills, to work with people, and that's where I decided psychology. But even before then, while we're at it, let's probably like back up a bit. I went into college not really knowing what to do. I was actually in the psychology living space. So all first years were in designated areas, and I believe my three choices was poetry, writing, and social justice and psychology, and I was picked in psychology. So that is where I took my introduction to psychology class. It was back in the Bay Area. I'm a transfer student, so I went to two colleges. And so the first college, I was in it, but I was like, okay, I did well in psychology, it's cool, but I'm going to major in, okay, this is typical Bay Area. I'm gonna major in computer science and creative writing. And I took a lot of wonderful creative writing classes there and a lot of good computer science classes. And it's just so fun to code a program. I created a blackjack game with Java, and that's so cool. I went to Google headquarters down in Mountain View. So it was a good experience, but I ended up leaving, and if you can see my way back videos back then, I think the first videos I posted on this channel was me trying to transfer out of that college because I was just not fulfilled and I was looking to grow. I just felt like I'd already took advantage of all the opportunities of that college, and it was super small, and I was looking for something more. So I'm so glad I decided to leave. It was hard for me, but I was like, yo, I need to explore something else. And so I transferred to Massachusetts, and during that leave of absence, I was in Texas with my mom. And I was like, man, what do I want to do? Is computer science really for me? I always know creative writing is. I don't necessarily need a degree to be an author, because I've taken so many writing classes, and that's something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Okay, write and look for that writing community. But is computer science, is working in a company like Google, is that something that's going to make me happy? And I realized, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. And I knew then that I enjoyed working with people more than computers, and spending time with people rather than coding, because I find that when I am working with people and I'm learning things about them, I also learn things about myself, and I always want to learn and keep on learning. And I think humans and people and how we act and behave is just so interesting. Okay, so boom, that's psychology, honey. That is psychology. And at this point, when I transferred to Massachusetts School Smith, I was not even thinking about social work, like I mentioned. I just knew that I wanted to get into psychology. So I took some really cool classes. Some of the classes I took was one on hoarding, so looking at that, one on OCD, one on, I'm trying to think, multicultural, clinical work, and it was just going on for like the practices and stuff. So that was some really good things. And I was working with professors who were renowned in their field. For example, the person who was running the psychology department at that time was on like Ellen's show. So I felt really good about my choice about transferring, about my choice about changing a new major, finding something. I really found like I found a purpose. And fast forward to my senior year, seniors had to do something called a senior seminar. And so basically we get linked up with an agency in the city of my college, and we work with them. And I was paired with a agency that runs a group home for children under the age of 17. Hold on, let me cough. So I was working with a nonprofit agency that runs a group home with children who can't live at home, who have extreme behavioral violent tendencies, and that need extra supervision. And I was able to get my first glimpse into social work and see the inner workings. I was able to shadow a social worker. And I forgot at that time I also shadowed a social worker in 2016 in Seattle when I was at a youth home interning over there. But that was over the summer. I was able to talk one-on-one with the social worker there at senior year. And I was like, I'm liking this, okay? I like that I'm able to talk directly with youth. I think youth and hit the note, Whitney. I believe the children are our future. Ooh, honey, am I sick or am I a singer? Okay, let me stop myself. But I really do. I feel like education and we can change the world by taking better care of our children. They're one of our most vulnerable populations because they're often not heard. They often don't get listened to. And I love listening to kids because their imaginations are so vast and so wild and so cool. It's like, yes, you go on being a kid, and I love that. And so at the same time, seeing what these kids had gone through at such a young age, some of the abuses they went through by their own damn parents, it's just, it brought out something in me. I wanted to, I guess, I know that's so cliche, but like, be a change, a positive change, because it's still a big deal if you help even one person. I strongly believe that, because that one person could go on and help another person, that person could go on and help another. I was getting very, very heated, okay, but basically I'm saying that a chain has started and you can end up impacting so many different lives throughout. And so I was already in that kind of like clinical field. I wasn't myself doing any like therapy as a undergraduate or anything, but I was able to like work with alongside people who were, and seeing them and hearing about the cases and stuff, it perked my interest. And then at that time I was graduating, okay, and I was trying to look for somewhere to go after graduation, after May something. I need a skedaddle. Where am I gonna go? I don't want to go back to LA. I want to go stay in the East Coast, live a little, okay, and do my own thing. So I applied to a job in Boston, Quaker. It's not really a job, it's like a fellowship. Quaker Voluntary Service. They have little sites all over the country. You can join a home. I'm not Quaker, but I liked it because it's like a year off where you get your housing and food taken care of, and you're able to build up your resume even more. And I was interested in the social work case manager position that they were offering. So that was still something social work related. And then my friend sent me a link to something called Children's Core. So Children's Core is based in New York City, and that's like, I thought at first I had to get a job at Boston before moving to New York City, because I was just like, how am I gonna make it there? I don't have any like family supports, like New York City is so expensive. But I was like, once I got accepted into Children's Core, I was like, what the heck, of course. If I had the chance to move to New York City after I graduate, I'm going to, okay? And especially working in a field that I'm interested in. So Children's Core, let me explain it. I haven't explained that, girl. Alright, sorry about that. My card got full, so I had to transfer everything to my external hard drive and then reformat the card. So I believe I was explaining what Children's Core is. So I applied, and Children's Core essentially is a summer workshop series where you go at Columbia School of Social Work and you take workshops. You basically are a part of a community of other emerging, new, up-and-coming social workers like yourself who just recently graduated college and who are looking to pursue social work. And so you're all brought together, a cohort of 50 of you guys, and you complete trainings and different workshops, and you investigate like your own biases and stuff. So that's for a month, and during that month I was staying in Brooklyn. You can see my past vlogs, okay? That's where I was. I was staying at Flatbush and commuting to Columbia School of Social Work. Sorry guys, I'm just like, And the more I talk, the more sick I get, okay? I did well in the interview and I got the position at Children's Corps. And Children's Corps also is responsible for linking you with different agencies across New York City. So New York City is a bit different than other cities and states. So we have the Administration of Children's Services, ACS, contracts different agencies around the boroughs to work with. So I work with a pretty large agency. I like it because it has kind of a corporate feel, so it's very professional, and it kind of makes me a lot more professional and stuff. And yeah, I like that things are more like efficient and streamlined, because I could be hearing my friends talk about their agencies and I was like, no, girl, they did that to me. HR, no. But I'll talk about maybe like some social work horror stories in another video. But yeah, so I got the job and I started work on August 1st. And for the first like month or so, I was in and out of trainings, and I got placed in preventive. So preventive is basically, I feel like I keep using the word basically, but I don't want to go into too much detail. Preventive is working with the families so that the kids don't get removed and placed into foster care. So working with the family with their alcohol, with DV, with a past suicide attempt. I'm just thinking of my own cases with, I think I already mentioned drug use and stuff. So those are some common things that I work with my families. And it's very difficult, but rewarding. I know that's cliche, you probably hear that all the time if you're a social worker. It's like, you have a good heart. You have a good heart. I was at The Price is Right and in LA, and Drew Carey was like, you have a good heart. You person, what's your name? Yeah, you have a good heart. But at the end of the day, I know I'm learning. I get to meet people from all over the city. I get to learn about them and help them and see the growth. And that is something that is just so important to me. I love, love, love when people have the opportunity to grow and to become a better version of themselves, and to know that I was a part of that, a part of their life changing. That's something that is priceless. And that's something that pushes me to continue social work. I'll be making more videos throughout the series about burnout and about how to manage your time and stuff. So I didn't want to touch on it too much in this video, but I wanted to just give an overlay about my own journey to social work, how I never really thought I was gonna be here, but girl, we here. We out here, and I'm doing a really good job. I got a really good review from my boss, and I got a raise, and so that also makes me super happy that I'm doing good work, you know. And hearing from my families, I've gotten really close to them and saying that they don't want to work with other folks. Okay, that's one problem. I'm having a really tough time with this one family who moved to Queens. Girl, I don't work in Queens, I work in Manhattan. But they don't want to work with any other person. And while that's flattering, it's very exhausting. So we're going to work through that. And I'm very, very happy I got placed with my agency and got placed in preventive. I'm working with families. It's definitely the right fit for me right now. So there is that. Without further ado, let me go get some more tea. I know my voice sounds a little weird. I'm feeling so under the weather. I'm gonna lay down too, and I'm gonna edit this video. Yes, I am. So that I can get it out for you guys this Sunday. I love you guys so, so much, and hasta la vista, baby. I just rewatched Terminator, so boop, 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 boop. I just love that movie so much. Bye.